So I'm here in Draper, Utah, shooting the Force USA C20, which you see behind me there. I'm at the Force USA headquarters here. And as I'm shooting the video on the C20, all the guys from Force USA came by and they said, hey, we're gonna go to lunch. Feel free to keep shooting all the stuff in the store. I'm in their showroom. I've got access to all this stuff. They said, but just make sure you don't shoot any content on the new products in the back. They've got some really cool new super secret stuff out here in the back. So since I don't like to pay attention to rules, what I'm gonna do is, since they told me not to do it, I'm gonna go do it. So let's go back and we're gonna take a look at some of this new stuff. As you can see, we're gonna walk through, I think this is like the returns area in the warehouse. We're gonna head back, nobody back here to stop me. And we're gonna see if we can't get you guys some exclusive content on a really, really, really new cool product that's coming out. So we're gonna walk all the way down here and around the corner. I can't wait for you guys to see it. You can already see the lights reflected in my face here. We're gonna walk over to where they were shooting the commercial. The guys left their camera on. They left their lights here, and there it is. That is the new, what they call the FTR, the functional training rack. This thing is super cool. So I'm gonna go grab a memory card. I'm gonna pop it in their camera and I'm gonna shoot a video just for you guys. Hopefully we'll be the first ones to see the new FTR from Force USA. Welcome back to the GymCrafter YouTube channel, everybody. My name is Tim. I am the head gym nerd here at GymCrafter.com, the website that I built to help ordinary folks like you and I build home and garage gyms that we absolutely love. And one of the best parts of my job as a grown GymCrafter is to be able to bring you cool stuff that I think that you will absolutely love. And today I've got something like that for you in spades. So if you've been following the channel, you know that Force USA has brought me out to Draper, Utah, where their headquarters are. This is the second time I've been out here. These guys are a fantastic company, great company to work with. But they brought me out here specifically to show me the C20. So when I flew in to Salt Lake City, my expectation was that I was going to get to shoot the C20. I was going to get to shoot some other stuff in their showroom. I did not know what they had in store for me. Now the C20, if you haven't seen that video, check it out. I'll link that down in the description below. Really cool new product from them. Really just head and shoulders better than anything else in its category. But little did I know that they are starting a line called their CornerStone Line, and they're developing it to be the cornerstone of your home gym. And they've really done a great job of looking at different home gym owners like you and I and what our needs may or may not be. And if you follow the channel, you know that, for example, I am not a fan of Smith machines. So what's a guy to do who wants something like an all-in-one trainer but doesn't like the Smith machine? Behind me is Force USA's answer to that. And when they took me back here to show me these, and they're like, hush, hush, can't say anything about them, can't put anything on Instagram, can't do anything at all. You gotta wait till the product launch day to show anything. But I was so excited to get to show you this and then the other product that I'm gonna show you in a different video that are all in this CornerStone line. And I really think that they've hit a couple of home runs. So what I wanna do is I wanna take you through the FTR, that's called the Functional Trainer Rack, and kind of show you the highlights, show you the things that I like. A couple things that I wish were different that are consistent across this whole CornerStone line, but really in the end, these guys really did a great job. Not only have they taken all of our feedback based on the C10 and really put that into play in these new products, but I really think that they've built a product assortment that you can build a home gym around. And this is something that I would absolutely put in my gym. I don't know that I would put the C20 in my gym because I don't like Smith machines, but I would consider strongly putting this in my gym. So let me show you what it is. So the FTR is exactly as the name would imply. It is a functional trainer with a rack built in. I don't know that I would call it a half rack, but it's close, and it's more than good enough to lift on. So it's kind of in that category of half racks with functional trainers, although there's some specific differences with this. Number one, it is knocked off at an angle in the back here to fit into a corner. I don't know that you could push it up against the walls in a corner, but you could definitely put it in a corner and get it out of the way. As far as the measurements go, this unit's 49 inches wide outside to outside. You'll need to leave more room for the trolley arms. It's 43 inches in depth, and it's 87 inches to the top of this cross member right here. Now you've got a pull-up bar on the front or a pull-up station on the front. You're gonna wanna leave more room above to get your head up there, but that's the overall dimensions. Now like I said, you're gonna wanna leave some room, especially if you're gonna use this for a rack to rack a barbell on, for the trolley arms to go left and right. But space-saving wise, this is a pretty reasonably spaced piece, especially for what you get with it. Not only do you get 3x3 11 gauge 1-inch hole uprights, but you get what they call their freestyle trolley arms, and we'll go through each of these piece by piece as we tour this piece. But the short version is left and right, up and down, and a lot of flexibility here. Weight stacks are gonna come in 200, 250, or 300 pounds. It is a 2-to-1 cable ratio, and this thing is just, it's beautiful. It's a black electrostatic paint, so it's a nice matte black finish. They've got their CornerStone aesthetics kind of built in, their touches throughout the whole line, which this is gonna tie the C20 to the other piece that I'm gonna show you in a different video, but really nice looking, very, very well built. The trolley arms have no play, the pull is smooth. You've got aluminum pulleys up here, so the pull is super smooth, exactly what a lot of people would want. So let me get you in closer, and we're gonna show you each of these pieces piece by piece so you can see what all is involved in this rack. We are going to start with the rack uprights, because this is one of the things that I think makes this. You can buy a lot of functional trainers that do what this does or close to what this does, but none of them have a rack built on the front. So instead of just a slimmed down functional trainer, like the two functional trainers that Rep Fitness makes, where that's all that it is, if you're looking for something that's a functional trainer and a really quality power rack, but you don't want a Smith machine, this is an ideal solution. Again, this is why this is a piece that I would consider putting in my garage. The uprights are a true 3x3, so they're an actual 3 inches by 3 inches, 1-inch holes with 2-inch spacing and offset on the front and side. You have laser cut numbers all up and down the upright, both on this side and on this side. And again, the black electrostatic paint, which really just looks sweet. It looks so much nicer than powder coat. I wish I could get it to come across on video. I don't know if I will, but this thing just looks really, really sweet. So as far as the construction goes, it's everything that you would want in a power rack, and it is ecosystem agnostic. So unlike a lot of Force USA stuff in the past where it was 2-inch uprights with 14 gauge steel and then oddball hole sizes, this is going to allow you to put any accessories from any other manufacturer that makes stuff for 3x3 rack uprights onto this rack. So if you want to put dip bars, you want to put a seat or a seal row pad or any number of things on here, you're going to be able to do it and not have to worry about sticking to one particular company or being locked into just Force USA's ecosystem. So I love the fact that they put this on the rack like this and that you can use this for weight training. And one thing that I will tell you is it does not come with J-hooks. It does not come with spotter arms. You can purchase, they've got some really cool looking J-hooks and spotter arms that I highlight in the C20 video. I'll put a link to that video down below. But in the end, you can get any spotter arms, any J-hooks that you want to put on here. Use one you've already got, as long as they're for 3x3 1-inch hole products. So that will allow you to lift on the front of this. And I've already worked out on this a couple of times. Bench press, squat, no problem at all. Even for me at 6'6", these trolleys go high enough to be able to put J-hooks at a spot where I can comfortably squat with this. I can do the walkout. The plates don't hit anything on the side. It is a really comfortable rack to work out in. There's plenty of room back in here so that if you want to get behind the bar on this side, you've got plenty of room to stand in here. There's nothing in the way at all. So if you saw my review on the C20 or you've been following Force USA at all, these are going to look very familiar to you. These are the trolley arms that are on the C20, and what makes them special and why you're going to see them used on several products, including this one, is their functionality. So number one, I want to show you this really cool, which is an awesome feature for a functional trainer, which is you can lock them to freely float back and forth. Now, there are more and more companies coming out with trolley arms which will lock at different points, and this one's locks at 5 different points across the front, so all the way outside to almost all the way inside, but you can simply twist this little knob down here and it allows them to float freely. You've got the spinning portion on the front here, which allows you to pull at any angle pretty easily. Again, nice smooth pull with aluminum pulleys, and then also you have the up and down adjustment to raise and lower the height of these pulleys. These pulleys will go all the way down to 3 inches off the ground. So if you want to pull from low off the ground, you can do that. You can also raise and lower these so that when they are locked in one position or another, you can then create different spaces in between. And I'll show you a couple of things that you would want to use that for here in a second. Let me show you one of my favorite things about these arms though. So I may have mentioned this, 800 or 900 times before in other videos, but I'm tall, I am 6'6". One of the problems that I have with a lot of fitness equipment is it doesn't fit my height. With these freestyle trolley arms, what this allows you to do is at the uppermost position, this cable exit point is 88 inches off of the ground. This is more than high enough to do lat pull downs off the front of this by extending the arm out. This gives you some room off of the upright, so you're not jammed up against the upright to do it. I don't have to sit on the floor for lat pull downs at all. Also, the really cool thing is that if I want to do things like tricep push downs or something like that, this gives me more than enough room for that stretch. I don't have to worry about maxing out the top, and I can stand up straight. I don't have to kneel. I don't have to sit on the floor. So this is a really cool function, and probably one of my favorite things about these. The height of this arm is going to be the same across all three of Force USA's current products that use these arms, but this is one of the biggest benefits of these. And you can do this on the outside, so if you're training multiple people in your house, you can have somebody over there on that side doing one thing, somebody on this side doing another thing, completely independent of each other. Let's take a look at one more cool thing that these trolley arms will do for you. So one of the reasons why people decide not to go with a functional trainer like this and to go with an all-in-one rack like the C20 is they like to have a center mount pull down for the lat pull down, and they like to have a center mount row position as well, whether that's low or something you can sit on a bench and pull from straight ahead. And when you're looking at most functional trainers, you can't do much with that. The cool thing about what the freestyle arms give you is when you can put them all the way at the top position like this and then point them at each other, the distance from here to here is 23 inches. Now, the product I'm about to tell you about isn't made by Force USA or sold by Force USA, but I will put a link down below in the description. Other links that will be down there. So one of the reasons why Force USA brings me out to Utah so that I can actually show you products like this and give you good close looks at things to decide whether or not they're worth your money is that you guys shop through my affiliate link. So in addition to that, if you go to forceusa.com/GymCrafter, that's not only going to take you to the current pricing of this unit because it's so new, I have no idea what the price is going to be and they wouldn't even guess for me. But if you go to that link down below, it's going to tell you exactly what the current price is. But the product that I'm going to link down there in addition to the FTR is I'm going to link the Darko Lifting Shorty Bar. The Shorty Bar is 22.75 inches from end to end, which if you put the carabiners in and hook it in the holes, it's almost like it's custom made for this. And what the Shorty Bar is it's a bar that serves two purposes. It serves for a cable attachment, so it's going to have a bunch of holes all the way across it. It's going to have a bigger hole in the middle so you can use it for landmine work as well. And then it's going to have a single attachment in the middle where you can attach your pull downs. So with how high this is at 88 inches, even once you add that shorty bar, you can actually sit on a bench, attach a pull down of your choice, any type of attachment, and do pull downs and get a nice full stretch on this. And you're going to combine the two stacks. Now we're going to take a close look at the stack soon, but this is a 2-to-1. The most weight you can have, and there's going to be 3 options, is 300 pounds per side, which gives you 150 pounds of feel weight per side. A lot of you will be able to get by with doing pull downs just off of one post fine and doing rows off of just one post fine, and that won't have any impact on you at all. That 150 pounds of feel weight will be good for a lot of people. But for those of you that need or want more weight, by combining these two together with the shorty bar, it's going to now give you 300 pounds of feel weight, and that's going to cover 98% of the people in the world will not need more than 300 pounds for a lat pull down. Same thing with their row. And the cool thing about this is by sliding these up and down, you can now place that connection point for your row anywhere up and down. So whereas a lot of center mounted low rows are low and down on the ground, where you either need to sit on the ground or you need to like angle a bench or something like that, with this, what you can do is you can actually just take it down to whatever height you want to row from. And if you want to sit on a bench to row, you can do that. If you want to put a bench and wedge it in here so that it's stuck in there so that you have something to push against, you can do that. So this is a really versatile way, even though it's not built for it, even though they don't make an accessory for it. The very first thing I thought of when I saw the way that these arms connect and I measured it, I said, you know what? That's perfect for the Darko Lifting Shorty Bar. Another really cool thing that Darko does is you can customize those bars to really be any color you want as well. So it's a really cool thing that will match your gym and a nice accessory to have all together. It's a great pull down accessory. It's a great lat pull down bar. It's a great accessory for landmine work, and it's something nice to have all together. But boy, when you connect it to something like this, it really expands the functionality of these. Now, staying up top here, if you were paying attention when I showed you how these kind of mount up this way and you can use that shorty bar from Darko, what you might have noticed is that there was something up here before that is not up here now. And what's not up here now that was up here before is your pull-up station. This has a very cool modular pull-up station that actually mounts to the holes in the upright, and they look like this. So you're gonna get 2 handles, and they're knurled on all 3 sides, so you can do wide grip and narrow grip neutral. You can do overhand, underhand. There's a nice kind of medium knurl, a little bit on the passive side, but it's kind of what you want for pull-ups. Great grip, and then they insert right through the holes, and then these really cool metal knurled nuts with UHMW on the back to protect the finish on the rack that connect these up there. So you can not only take them on and off if you want to do something like the center mounted pull down, but you can also move them backward and forward. Or if you have a different pull-up solution that you like, or you don't want to do pull-ups at all, then you can just remove them all together. It takes 2 seconds. It's really easy to do. You hand tighten and hand loosen everything. And this is something, again, that you also see on the C20. So again, a lot of the same DNA carries over from the C20 to this. While I'm up here, I'm going to show you one more thing because people ask about it. This little loop right here can be used for a couple of things. Number one, it can be used for attaching bands and things like that if you want band-assisted pull-ups. They also sell a strap, which you can see in my C20 video, that can connect between this and this. They can help you do assisted pull-ups and use the weight stacks. Actually, you step on this band and then it allows you to use the weight of the stacks to assist your pull-up. So another really cool feature that you can do on this that carries over from the C20. But this is also for a trainer like a TRX or something like that. So if you like suspension training and you don't normally have a place to attach it, or you don't like attaching it over your door, this adds up yet another way that you can train in this by attaching your trainer to up here. So if you've got a TRX, if you've got another type of suspension trainer like that, or even if you've got rings, you can attach those up here, and that makes a great attachment point for you to use that implement on this rack. Now let's come inside and take a closer look at these stacks that I've talked about, because there's a couple of features on here that I think you'll really, really like. Coming down to the weight stack, I've referenced this a couple of times, but let me be more specific. This is going to come standard with a 200-pound per side weight stack. So at a 2-to-1 cable ratio, you're going to get 100 pounds of feel weight on each side. If you are using this specifically for functional trainer movements only, you're not doing low rows, you're not doing lat pull downs, things like that, that's typically quite a bit for functional trainer movements. But if you want to do more than that, Force USA is going to sell 2 upgrade kits, each at 50 pounds each. So you're going to be able to do 200, add another 50, which is 250, and that's how this one sits right now. This is a 250 per side. You can add yet another 50 pounds to make it 300 per side. But it's nice that you can actually order this and get the upgrades to do heavier weights. So if you're in a family where one person lifts heavier than everybody else and they need those extra weights, you can actually do that. If you decide that you do want to use this for the pull downs or the low rows and you want a heavier stack, putting 300 pounds on each side, like I said, will give you a combined weight of 300 pounds of feel weight, which is nice. There is a shroud on the front of this. So for those of you wondering if you can put what they call a gym pin on here, what I would do if I wanted to use a gym pin on here is I would actually use it on the back side of these weights. There's no shroud back here. So I would use it on the back and not the front, but you can absolutely do that. These cables are strong enough to support additional weight. So there's no issues doing that if you do want to add more weight that way. And then also there are band pegs top and bottom, magnetic band pegs here that you can remove and then use in the front if you're going to use it to band your barbell work. But you're also going to be able to loop it over these 2 top pins right here so that you can band your weight stack. So between a gym pin, the 300-pound stacks, the ability to add a band, I think that this is going to suit almost everybody as far as the weight capacity that you're going to want to do. And then I want to show you one more cool thing that is integrated into this weight stack that a lot of people ask for, that Force USA integrated into all of these products that have their stacks now. And that's this guy right here coming down from the top. It docks at the top and comes down in weights. This is a 5-pound plate. So this is an adder weight or a fractional plate, you call it. It's going to give you 2.5 pounds of feel weight. But this is a 5-pound plate that docks up top, so it allows you to go in smaller steps from point to point. So there's one of these on each side. When you're not using it, you simply just slide it all the way up. It docks right up at the top and gets out of the way, and you don't have to have any other weights laying around or things that you hang on the front or anything like that. So that is a very cool feature of the weight stack. One of the last stops we've got on this product tour is the accessories. So back here there's an accessory pegboard. There's also a storage shelf down here. Hanging on the pegboard is everything that comes with the FTR. So everything you see here is going to come with. So you're going to have some ankle straps or foot straps that will allow you to use the cable system with your feet and your legs. This is a nice thing to do because you can simulate leg curls, you can simulate leg extensions, you can do some lateral work with your legs. These come in handy if you're going to work your legs, your glutes, your abductors, your adductors. You can do all of that with these, so that's nice. It's going to come with a series, I believe it comes with 8 pegs to go in the pegboard, so plenty of places to hang stuff. You're going to get a basic set of knurled D handles. These are a real nice knurling on here, kind of a medium aggressive knurl, and we'll get the job done for D handles for folks out there who are looking for D handles, and you use these a lot on a functional trainer. It's also going to come with a tricep rope that is nice and long, which allows you to get some separation when you're at the bottom of the unit, so you can be able to use these for overhead and also press down type movements for your triceps, along with some ab work and some other stuff you can do with these. So that's nice. And then it's going to come with some extension chains. And I wanted to save these for last because one of the cool things about the C20, about this, and about their other products that have these freestyle arms on them is when you put them all the way at the bottom, you can go to a 3-inch from the ground pull position. By stacking some weights on either side and then connecting a belt to this chain extensions, what that allows you to do is it allows you to do a belt squat off of the functional trainer rack itself. So it fits yet another exercise into one small footprint. Force USA, really what the goal of their company is they want to get you a lot of functions that work really well, but in a smaller footprint. And they're actually coming out with a belt squat platform to go with the C20 and this to allow you to do this, but it does come with these extension chains to allow you to do that. There's a couple other things you may want to use these chains for, but for me, that's primarily what you're going to end up doing. You're going to hook this end on the belt. You're going to hook one of these each to each of the trolley arms, and then you're going to go ahead with your belt squat. So the only issue I would tell you with a belt squat like this is, unlike a lever belt squat where you can start at the top and then release the kickstand and then descend, on a belt squat setup like this, you are starting at the bottom of the motion. Not a huge deal, just something you got to get used to, but something that I thought you should know if you're thinking about using this for belt squats as well. Now, as positive as this has been, it's never all sunshine and puppy dogs, right? So let's finish up the review by telling you some of the things that I wish were different about this, because there definitely are a few things, and try and figure out if this is something that's right for you or not. So as much as I've ended up actually liking this FTR, as I've worked on it and trained on it and filming this video and filming the B-roll beforehand, there's a couple of things that I wish were different, and the biggest one is actually on the arms themselves. Now, as much as I like the arms, there's one little nitpick I have. One of the cool things about the CornerStone lineup from Force USA is it's a very, what I would call, refined lineup. They've really paid attention to every detail. Every detail looks like it's well thought out, purposeful. The one thing that I think could be better is this little pop pin here at the bottom that allows the unit to go left and right. There's this little crossbar that goes through the pop pin, and if you pull it out and turn it, it'll keep it open, and if you pull it out and turn it, it slides into a notch, and then it falls into the slot. So that's great. In theory, that works awesome. It's a little knacky, you gotta get used to it, but the one thing that I've noticed is that the whole thing tends to unscrew as you use it. So what that does is, while you think you're turning this to find the slot, you're actually turning the whole thing, and then you gotta end up looking. So as I have shot the B-roll on this, and as I've used these on both the C20 and this, I've found myself struggling to seat the pin in the hole when I want this to be fixed. So it's a little bit frustrating. It's not a deal breaker at all. It's kind of a nitpicky thing, I think, for some people. And honestly, if I was to buy this, I would just put some Loctite on that, and that would probably fix the issue. The other thing is the little pin that sets, it doesn't look as refined as the rest of the thing. Again, totally subjective, total nitpick, has nothing to do with whether that actually works or not, but that's one thing that I wish was different. So another thing that I wish was different, and I understand why Force USA doesn't do this, is this is called an FTR. It's the functional trainer, but it's also a rack. So to me, it should come with J-hooks and safety arms. Now, I don't know if that's a price point issue. I don't know if that's unfortunately, I was talking with the Force USA guys. It seems like every time you include stuff, there's a group of customers who are like, I don't need that stuff, just give me more money off. And then anytime you don't include stuff, then you get customers who are like, well, that's not fair, then I gotta buy more stuff. So you've gotta kind of find a nice balance, and it does come with some nice attachments, which we'll get to next. But the big thing for me is that as somebody who lifts with the barbell and would actually use this, if I bought this as my main piece, or what they would call their cornerstone of my gym, that's what Force would call it, is I would immediately have to buy J-hooks and spotter arms. And the cool thing is they make these really cool J-hooks and spotter arms that work great. They're functional. They're the best spotter arms and J-hooks that Force USA has ever made. And they match this branding. They look great. They're the same fit and finish. So in the B-roll that you see me lifting on this, I'm actually using those J-hooks and spotter arms. I do kind of wish that those came with. If you're going to call it a functional trainer rack, then I should be able to use it as a rack right out of the box. So that's another little nitpick of something that I wish was different about it. The last thing is that when I look at the assortment of attachments, when you look at the C20, They've got these really awesome knurled aluminum lightweight pull down attachments. And they've got a short bar, they've got an easy curl bar, they've got a lat pull down bar. I would love it if this came with the short bar, because you're gonna definitely wanna do curls on this, and maybe even the easy curl bar. I wish it came with at least one of those aluminum attachments, because again, while you can use this as a functional trainer right out of the box, and for those of you who aren't gym dorks like me and aren't going to wanna buy a bunch of different stuff and need to use a bunch of different attachments, this is gonna get the job done for pretty much everything. In the B-roll that I shot, I use the D handles for curls. It's not a big deal. But for me, another thing that I would probably buy right away if I was buying this for myself is I would go out and I would probably buy a couple more attachments, including at least one of those short bars or the easy curl bar. And since Forest USA already makes those, I would actually love to see those included in this particular unit. So those are the things that I wish were different about this. Not a lot of them. None of them I think are deal breakers. Overall, I've just been really very honest I was kind of shocked when I came in and I saw this. They have really stepped things up. When this thing launches, which is when I'm going to release this video, you're going to see a complete change in their website. You're going to see not only this, you're going to see the C20, which I've shot a video on. You're going to see something called a which I'm about to go shoot a video on. There's just some really cool products in their lineup. Force USA has really leveled up their game across the board, and I've been very, very impressed at all aspects that have gone into this. I mentioned in the C20 video, I'll mention it here, there's a vast difference in fitness companies out there who are marketing companies and who have just an engineer at a computer keyboard designing stuff versus stuff like this, which was clearly designed by people who lift and people who train. It's a joy to train on, it's fun to train on, it's functional, it works really well, it's smooth, it's well built, it's gonna last you a lifetime. It's going to be, as they put it, the cornerstone of your gym. And I really, really enjoyed training on it. I was really happy to be able to see this and be one of the first people to bring it to you guys. So if you have questions on this, please drop them down in the comments. I've spent 2 days here in Utah looking at just these 3 products, basically the C20, the FTR, and the next one I'm gonna shoot. So that's all I've got for now. A big surprise here. I did not expect to be showing you guys a functional trainer when I came out here, especially one with an awesome 3x3 rack attached. But here it is, the FTR by Force USA. So until the next review, until the next time I sneak through a warehouse like a ninja and show you something new, I'm Tim with GymCrafter.